Hey, this is Wendy with Loaves and Dishes, and today we are gonna make a delicious green chili cheese bread. This is the perfect thing to serve with spaghetti or when you have guests over, or if you want to know the truth, you could fix some up and sit in front of the TV and watch your favorite movie and gobble it up. Look at that cheese and those green chilies. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. Here's how you do it. Get a loaf of Italian bread. That's going to be a couple dollars. You need a big serrated knife. You're going to melt a stick of butter. Here my stick is divided in two, but you're going to melt that in a bowl, and when it's melted you're going to add your 4-ounce can of chopped green chilies. You do not have to drain those chilies. It's fine. There's not usually that much extra fluid in there anyway. So put your butter in a bowl like I'm doing here, and then you're going to microwave it for about a minute, depending on the strength of your microwave. But a minute should do it, or maybe 45 seconds, just till it's soft. Then add your can of green chilies and stir that all up. While that's heating in the microwave, you're going to cut your Italian bread down the middle so that it opens like a book, lengthwise. You'll see me do it here in a second. Be careful, don't cut yourself. You'll feel like you're a sandwich artist at a very famous sandwich shop. Anyway, once you have your bread cut open and your butter melted with your chopped green chilies in it, you're going to spread that on the bread. And I may speed this up a little bit here so that what I'm telling you goes along with what you're seeing. But anyway, see, I'm cutting the bread down the center. It's roughly even. I want you to see this can of chopped green chilies when I open it, how there's not really a lot of extra liquid in there, so it probably will not need to be strained. But now I'm using Old El Paso brand. If you're using a store brand, maybe there'll be more liquid, so you make that decision. Anyway, you'll want to have your items assembled, and you'll want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And you're going to want to get 2 very long sheets of aluminum foil. And the reason they need to be pretty long is because you want to scrunch them up around the edges. And that helps make the aluminum foil more sturdy for transporting it over to the oven. You could put these just on a baking sheet too. That's not going to be a problem. Now I'm adding the garlic powder and the salt directly to the butter. You can do that, or you can sprinkle it on the bread. Either way works just fine. Stir it up good, and then we're ready to paint it on the bread. Now I'm going to use my barbecue brush to put it on there, but you don't have to use a barbecue brush. You could just spoon it on like I'm doing here. Or maybe I didn't use my barbecue brush when I was doing it. Either way, just spread it around. You don't have to be perfect with it. You can see that and it's just roughly divided between the two. You do want to try to get the little green chilies out all the way to the edge of the bread if you can. Then that just gives you green chilies in every bite when you're finished. I want to tell you there's a couple variations you can do on this recipe. Instead of butter, you could mix cream cheese. I've done that. Melt that in the microwave. You can use different types of shredded cheese. You can shred the cheese yourself. I'm using mozzarella here, but I'm going to tell you Monterey Jack is good, and Colby Jack is a good option, for a little bit of extra spice. But the mozzarella always looks best in pictures, better than a bright yellow cheese. But if you're just eating it, either is tasty and delicious. I like to put 2 kinds of cheese on mine because that gives it a better depth of flavor. So you'll see that I'm going to add some shredded Parmesan here to the top, and you could use the shredded Parmesan, or you could use the finely grated Parmesan like you find in the green can. Either one's fine. Just adds a little extra flavor. And then I'm going to sprinkle paprika over the top. So you'll see that here in a second. And really, if you go ahead and put your aluminum foil down first, then you don't have all this problem of trying to transfer it to the aluminum foil, which you'll see I struggle with in a second. If you enjoy these videos, please go check out our other videos. We have lots of learning to cook videos and how-to videos. If you enjoy podcasts, my daughter Sarah, who does most of the videos here on the YouTube channel, she and I have a podcast together called Dorks with Sporks, where we go out and sample takeout from restaurants and we give you our honest feedback. And many times our conversation goes off into the weeds of mother-daughter topics. So sometimes I don't know if people like best the food reviews or if they like the mother-daughter back and forth. But anyway, that's called Dorks with Sports, and you can find that anywhere podcasts are downloaded. So on your Apple products or on Spotify and Stitcher, you'll find us there. It's a teal colored background with a yellow spork and a red spork riding down the road. So you're going to stick your bread over in the oven, 400 degrees, for about 10 minutes till everything's nice and bubbly, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so out of the oven, here we are. I'm using a pizza cutter to cut mine, and I like to cut them in, I think the term is soldiers, but they're really just slices of bread. You can just use a sharp knife too. Anyway, it's delicious. Everybody loves this. You're gonna run out, just telling you. So you might have to, if you've got children, you might have to say, hey, everybody gets 2 slices until everybody's had their 2. It'd be like, that's how we have to do things at my house. Anyway, there it is. Let me see if I can show you the cheese pull. Look at there. Doesn't that look good? All right, one more piece, and then we're getting this to the table and gonna eat our dinner. So join us over at Dorks with Sporks and at loavesandishes.net. I'll see you soon. Hey, this is Wendy. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you'll join Sarah and I on our mother-daughter adventures in takeout. You can find Dorks with Sporks wherever